Australia's oldest political party is facing perhaps its greatest test. The Australian Labor Party is enduring a stark decline in its primary vote, along with a dwindling membership base, and it's looking for answers about how to turn things around. Some true believers are pushing for structural reform of the party ahead of its national conference later this year. But others, including a former New South Wales Premier, have told 7:30 it's policy that's at the heart of Labor's crisis. Hayden Cooper reports.
Well, this is the sweetest victory of all.
Today, Australia has looked to the future.
This is a victory for the true believers.
For the once proud Australian Labor Party, moments of triumph are distant memories. Now members are leaving, voters are too, and the true believers are soul-searching and asking what happened to the Labor cause.
The Labor Party is currently at a crossroads. I believe that we need to reformulate how we stand for those principles in this century.
I think we need to be just brutally honest about the situation we find ourselves in, which is that our membership is shrinking at a devastating pace.
Well, the party structure is in quite a parlous state, I think.
Federal Government Minister Mark BUTLER is one who's urging the party power brokers to front up to reality.
Our branches tend to be populated with older true believers who do wonderful work for the party and have for many years, but their numbers aren't being replenished by younger new people who are interested in politics, want to be active in politics, being embraced by the party, and that's partly a structural issue but also a cultural issue we need to embrace.
He and many other party members want to bring back the passion. This is how it used to be. ALP party conferences in the 80s were colourful and unpredictable.
I can say I have no animus against... Jesus Christ.
They never lacked controversy.
You've got to have a bit of courage and a bit of guts to face the emotion that surrounds this issue, and I'm prepared to do it, and I wish all of my colleagues were.
The paramount importance of jobs.
Fast forward 2 decades and the addiction to quiet conformity has taken over. Gone is the contest of ideas. Instead, it's a tepid affair. Just the sort of stage management that veteran Senator John FAULKNER wants to stamp out.
The party has now become so reliant on focus groups that it listens more to those who don't belong to it than to those who do.
John FAULKNER, Steve Bracks and Bob Carr recommended a host of changes. Their aim is to give the party back to the people, allowing more rank-and-file members to attend conferences and giving them a primary-style vote on candidates. The Prime Minister has added her voice to the call.
I do want change. This is vital if we are to strengthen our party and be a party of ideas.
The former New South Wales Premier KRISTINA KENEALLY knows better than most how unpopular the Labor brand has become in some parts of the country. She believes it'll take more than structural reform to fix that.
I'm not opposed to greater democracy and participation amongst the ranks of the members of the Australian Labor Party. In fact, I support it. But what the proponents of these reforms haven't clearly articulated is how making a narrow proportion of the population, that is the membership of the ALP, more democratic is going to lead to greater broad-based appeal in the electorate.
Instead, she blames policy for the decline. In a new column written with her husband, the former Premier calls for Labor to get back to basics and away from non-core policy debates like gay marriage and the carbon tax.
Well, they're not part of our core reason for existence as the Australian Labor Party. And you only get to do those things once you've been successful on delivering on what's your core promise to the electorate, and that is that you're going to improve the lives of working people.
KRISTINA KENEALLY nominates 3 ideas for federal Labor: government-funded compulsory preschool, high-speed rail and the cost of living.
Why is the cost of goods so much higher in Australia than it is in other countries? Hold a royal commission into prices and put the Labor Party on the front foot of this issue. Have the Labor Party standing shoulder to shoulder with the people who are working very hard but are finding that they have less money in their pay packet.
The Labor Party's membership has now fallen below 40,000, and most members agree that change of some sort is imperative.
If members don't get a say, then they won't stay in the party.
Darcy BYRNE is mobilising a force to take the party back. He's running a Labor renewal campaign, trying to win enough votes to pass the reforms at this year's national conference.
Well, it's absolutely clear with our membership shrinking at such a rapid pace that if we don't take urgent action now to empower members and grow our party's base, that in 20 years' time we won't have a membership-based party at all.
There is no social democratic party in the world, I think, no social democratic party I'm aware of that offers its members fewer rights than the Labor Party does in Australia. As we see parties all around the world participate in ballots for their leader, we're not even entitled to vote for a delegate to national conference.
If all that was necessary for a party to be successful is to have greater internal democracy, well, the Australian Democrats would still be with us. Heck, they'd be running the country.
Until the party meets in December, these questions will persist. It seems a primary vote stuck in the 20s and a disappearing membership are powerful motivators for change.
There's no avoiding it. The party is in a very difficult position, like many other political parties, including our opponents, the Liberal Party. We have to grasp the nettle on reform today, and I think a majority of people in the party recognise that now.